Hello, and welcome to What You Slept Through in Class. On this episode, we are doing a podcast on the life of Joseph Stalin and his abuse of power. I'm going to start with some background information. Joseph was born in Gori, Georgia on December 21st, 1879. He was the only surviving son of his family. When his father died, his mother sent him to a theological seminary in Tiflis, where he prepared for the ministry. But right before he graduated, he was expelled. He then joined the Marxist movement. This movement was the first domino that led to Stalin's power. In 1901, he became a member of the Tiflis Committee of the Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party. He was arrested, imprisoned, and banished to Serbia the next year. Stalin escaped and rejoined with the Marxists. When the group split, he joined the Bolsheviks in the Bolshevik Revolution. During the time of the 1904-1905 revolution, Stalin was responsible for many bank robberies and raids on money transport, which V.I. Lenin considered important. Also during that time, Stalin married a pious Georgian girl, Ekaterina Shvandais. When she died about 3 years later, she left her son Jacob. Stalin did not like Jacob and treated him with contempt, calling him weak after an unsuccessful suicide attempt. Then Jacob was taken by the Germans, and Stalin refused a German offer in exchange for his son. This really shows how ruthless Stalin was. He was so ruthless that he would imprison or kill anyone against him. Actually, what really shows how ruthless he was his 5-year plans. In these plans, farmers had to grow a certain amount of crops and develop a certain amount in 5 years, or they would be killed or arrested. Although these plans were harsh, they did help in industrializing the Soviet Union. But the price to pay for these plans was staggering. It caused the destruction of all remnants of a free enterprise in both town and country. It also caused the physical destruction of hundreds of thousands of Russian peasants. Living conditions were drastically lowered for the Russians, thus millions of people died of starvation. The greater impact of this kind of abuse is that tens of millions of people died under his rule, 43 million to be exact. Many of the richest Russian cities were destroyed, and most importantly, he started the spread of communism. Now many of you may be wondering, how did Stalin get the power to do this? Stalin was a dictator. A dictator is someone who has complete control over a country. So that means Stalin had complete control and could do whatever he wanted. You also might be wondering, couldn't this have been prevented? It could have easily been prevented if Stalin was killed in one of his daring bank robberies, or if he never escaped Serbia. Then a better leader could have came to the USSR, and peace could have been brought to the world. Or an insane ruler could have came, one more insane than Stalin, and started a thermonuclear war that would have ultimately led to the destruction of the planet. So we should all be grateful that no one worse came than Stalin made it to power.